Greetings from North High School. I'm Andy Dahlen, principal at North High School, and it's my privilege to be creating this podcast for our new teachers. This will be one of 4 podcasts that you'll be receiving from our administrative team, and you should receive it in an email later this week. This first screen on my podcast is identifying your administrative team with pictures, a little bit of their assignment. I'm Andy Dahlen. I've been the principal here for over 20 years. Travis Christensen has the portfolio of athletics and activities. He'll also have responsibility for clubs and curricular or non-curricular clubs. He's an assistant principal. And then we have 2 assistant principals that have main portfolios of attendance and discipline. Kathy has the alphabet group A through LA, and Mark has the alphabet group LE through Z. Mark is also the scheduler. We have 3 counselors here at North High School that will help students and staff in any way, in any capacity. Terry Court has the alphabet group of A through Hanson. Janelle Stahl-Ladberry has the alphabet group of Jones through R. And Kate Evenson has a split group of Howe through Johnson and then S through Z. But they're here to support students mainly in the academic areas, but of course sometimes it ends into that social area as well. In creating this podcast, I wanted to make sure that you knew where the staff handbook was and the information that's involved in the staff handbook. One of the areas is just about emergency situations, and so for in the next couple of weeks, I'd like you to spend just a few minutes at least knowing where that location is and just reviewing quickly that information. You need to know information about fire drills, shelter in place, and lockdowns. And in case of lockdowns, I'll just talk a little bit about that. There are 2 types of lockdowns. One where education will continue. We'll go over the PA system and identify that we're in a lockdown. We'll also identify that education will continue. So all you'll have to do is to lock your door, don't allow anybody to leave, and just continue on with educating. Those are usually typically less than 1 period. Then there's the case where there's that potential of threat inside or outside the building. And again, we'll go into lockdown. We will identify where the threat is. We'll give you as much information as we have, and you'll have to act accordingly. I'd like to share with you where that information is, and I'm going to go to the employee portal, something that you were at during your training. I'm going to select buildings, and over here to the left is a link called North, and in there's also links about shared documents. And in this category, there are 2 that I'm going to share with you, faculty handbook, and then this information. And if I then scroll down to page 17, there's information about crisis. We do pair rooms up when there is a crisis, so you'll want to just take a look at that, identify which rooms you're at and which room you'll be paired with. There's fire drill evacuation procedures. Its information is listed here, things that you need to do when you leave your classroom. There are some information about fire drill exit helpers. We have people stationed at each door. I noticed there's 1 new teacher in this category, so make sure that if you're that person that you're getting and knowing what to do. And then the evacuation procedures. Another page is about bomb threats, which really doesn't happen very often. You can probably skip that. The shelter in place information there, that's tornado or a hazardous spill. You'll need to know information about that. And safe room assignments and identifying who's helping in those safe rooms. The pairing of the rooms again. And also we have a section here about tornado and siren drill procedures. And so we have safe areas and we also have unsafe areas and where do you go. And so this information is going to be really helpful for a new teacher, even veteran teacher, because you're in a new building. And then finally the section on lockdowns. There's 8 to 10 pages there that I need you to review before the start of the school year so you have some familiarity. Obviously we run drills for that purpose to get you more familiar with it, but it's just helpful. I'm going to return to my PowerPoint. Also, I want new teachers to know that department chairs are there to answer your questions. They can obviously be support people for supplies, but also bulletin board materials and stuff that you would want to do at the beginning of the year. Also, because we're a large business, the need is to create purchase orders. We don't do anything in our business without having a purchase order. You do not charge anything in any place or any online location. And so it's important that you know that process, and department chairs can help you with that. Also, during the next couple of weeks, I'd like also new teachers and veterans to think about their daily routines, and you can see the 5 bullets that I have there. But think about how you can be more effective and efficient at your job. How are you going to have kids turn in work? Are you going to have them identify information on the front page of their deal, their things that they're handing in? How are you going to do that? And so be thinking about that during the next couple of weeks. This next screen is just talking about the importance of communicating with the people who are asking for information. Sometimes we'll have parent communication, and they'll either call you on the phone or send you an email. We have an expectation that you return those phone calls or return emails within 24 hours. We also have a weekly publication. It's called our Faculty Focus. You can see the ribbon bar there on the screen, but you'll see that weekly. It's usually produced and published on Monday. It has lots of good information. Make sure that you check that out on a weekly basis. Also, in that shared folder on the employee portal that I was talking about earlier is a picture review of our new people. The one online is updated. This was captured a few weeks ago, and again, we have had pictures that we grabbed from different websites. So we're going to ask that in the next couple of weeks that you also get a picture taken by Della. She's also a secretary in the main office, but a amateur photographer, and so she would be able to take your picture. And then you'll notice somebody normally within the department that's going to be there to support you. They're what we call our F&H mentor, and then another staff member at North High School. Hopefully they'll introduce themselves to you just so that you have somebody else that you say, oh, I've seen that person before. And then, of course, your admin person here that's assigned to that alphabet group, or not alphabet group, but department. And then also the district mentor. If you're within your first few years of teaching, you also have a district mentor assigned. And so if you find that online, you'll see who is going to be helping you out. We also have a time when we're going to get together with our new teachers. Our first meeting will be Thursday, actually be our second meeting, but Thursday, September 17th. We'll provide lunch for you, and you'll see something in the focus in the future. In 2015-16, we have created a professional development plan. You don't have to memorize this at all, but there are categories in which we have to earn hours during the course of the year so that we get the time off before Thanksgiving. That's Wednesday, November 25th. We have that day off because of our completion of some PD. We'll have a focus on Marzano, which is a new observation tool that we're using for this year. There's dates that are listed here if you want to stop the podcast and make sure that those are into your planner. That'd probably be helpful. It identifies what the activity is going to be. And then there will be kind of a smorgasbord of different things that we would ask that you would select and so forth. Just an upfront view of it. We'll spend more time at the back to school workshop. The study groups that were listed in the previous page, those 7 different dates, are listed here in which you've been identified to what category, what period that you're going to be at. And so you'll notice your name normally in red now for our new teachers. I did that to help you find your name quickly. Then during the course of the year, obviously, principals will observe teachers. And we're going to focus in on 7 different elements out of the Marzano observation tool. One of them is going to be provide rigorous learning goals. All teachers will provide a learning goal at the beginning of each class period. Not only have it posted up on the whiteboard, but also referenced during the course of the lesson. We'll provide feedback to teachers on that. Also establishing classroom routines, element 4. That's really about how you finish up classroom, how you're efficient and effective in dealing with that. Beginning and ending of class periods would be a routine. And I think there's areas where you can provide feedback. Of course, the content is critical in all of our course areas. Reflecting on learning is a helpful tool that will give you feedback on. The unengaged student, what are you doing in cases where kids aren't engaged, or demonstrating intensity, enthusiasm. And then this is part of our SIP goal, understanding students' interests and backgrounds. This is just a good visual that will help you understand what we're looking for when we come into your classrooms. We'll have some discussions on post and pre-conferences on these things. And then finally, the starting dates. All teachers will report on Monday, August 24th to the Shields Arena. You'll want to get there early. Last year there were some parking issues, and traffic flow problems. And so if you know a friend, you might want to carpool. There'll be lunch on your own. In the afternoon, there'll be course-like group meetings that's identified on Teach to Learn and locations. On Tuesday, August 25th, we'll report here to North High School. We have an 8 a.m. meeting that begins in room 102. A little bit later, we'll provide a Taco luncheon. That's an annual luncheon that we have. And then we have an all-staff picture early afternoon. Wednesday, all teachers, again, will report to their home school. Teachers whose home school is North High and your new teacher will report at 8 o'clock to room 102. We'll be able to answer some of your questions that you have. And then final comments. I just want to welcome you to North High School. We're excited for your opportunities. I'm sorry about that, but we're excited for your opportunities and we'll look forward to meeting you again.